Wait.
do?
So, listen.
Oh, this is the Chris Prouty focus point. I see it right here.
No, listen. Like I was saying. Listen. There are two ways to do things, and when you do them the right way, it works. But when you screw around, you end up where you end up, and we're live. So it's still 7:50. It's still 7:50. It's not even the top of the hour yet. So we can do the formal. We'll do the formal thing in just a little bit. But here we are. Here we are. Can we?
Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, guys.
We're together. Happy Wednesday. Shabam.
Can we not say kaboom? Shabam. Can we say?
Why? You could say, I don't know, you can say whatever I guess you could say whatever you want. I got the chat open. I've got captions open, and we are.
Hold on, can I check my wall? Can I check my wall?
Listen, if you feel like you need to check your wall, you should go check your wall.
The real question is, can you check your wall without looking away from the camera? Can you do it with your?
I don't know. Did I do it, guys? Did I do that just now?
Well, listen. While you're checking your wall, people are already checking in. The chat is already lighting up. So, my BFF Rachel is here, and she is checking in with love. She can't stay because there's something more important than us going on. I can't imagine what that would be.
Like her life or something.
Yeah, probably. You know what I like about Rachel's comment? More than what it says is that it covers up half of Steven.
It does cover up half of Steven. He's hiding.
The longer the comments people make, the more it's going to cover people up. So, Steven, you're hiding behind a comment.
I'll be like, here you go, guys. Look at this comment. Oh man.
Keep the comments coming.
Yes.
Eileen saved the day, Steven, with a short comment. Eileen, right? Eileen is fantastic, single-handedly reducing the unemployment rate with her program, which teaches people how to masterfully make a resume and get employed. If you're out there and you're unemployed, I'm going to guess you are because you have nothing else to do, and this is what you're here doing. You get to connect with Eileen Rain. Her name's up on the screen. That chick is going to get you hired rapidly, if that's what you want to do.
Rapidly. Oh, hey, Larry.
Cool.
Good to see you.
Who else is checking in? Larry bills himself. You know what? We could do a whole show of just commenting on the people who check in. That would be hilarious to do. Larry bills himself as a master networker, and I say that's true about him. If you follow this guy on social media, you should find this guy. Follow this guy on social media. He literally every minute of the day is posting pictures of the Zoom meetings that he's on.
Oh, good.
Listen, guys, listen.
What?
It is time to get serious because there's a celebrity in the house. And listen, he's a man of few words in the chat. Okay, his comment's up right now. He's a man of few words in the chat, but I will guarantee you and everyone who's listening to this right now on the replay, okay? No, Larry Davis, I'm talking about you right now, my friend. I will guarantee that everybody here and everybody that's listening to this live and on the replay has heard this man's voice, Larry Davis's voice. This man is a celebrity, and I am nervous to be doing this with a celebrity here. Larry Davis is the voice of the NFL on Fox.
What?
He is the voice of he's the voice of Madden, the game Madden. So when you get that game,
I'm nervous. I just got nervous.
More. I give up. I'm checking out, guys.
Look, he is the voice of NBC, right? He does voice work for NBC. He does guy is known around the world. He's done work for Kiss. I'm kind of blown away to have. I mean, yeah. Look at this. Everybody knows Larry Davis. You're a rock star. This guy is a rock star.
From Larry to Larry. From Larry to Larry.
I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for two reasons. First of all, I'm nervous because Larry Davis is here, and I'm using this, $100 mic. That guy has a $10,000 microphone. That makes me nervous. I'm nervous that I sound like Yeah. Oh, look at Larry is. Thank you so much, Larry. All the networks. This guy is on all the networks. He's like
phenomenal. He understands visibility.
Yeah. And you know what? He's the most humble guy in the world, and just absolutely. Everyone listening to this has heard this man's voice. I love it when I'm watching the NFL on Fox, because I hear him. Larry's a friend of mine. And I'm watching the NFL on Fox, and I hear him, and I'm like, somehow I pretend that he's talking to me, but I know he's
You hear him in your dreams too.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I do.
Your dreams.
I would love to do a whole show like this, where we just talk about the people that are here. So, but we can't do that, and we're a little bit past the top of the hour, and I want to welcome everyone that's here with us tonight. Huge technological.
What is happening? Hi, Jeremy. Good to see you.
Huge technological advantage tonight is I have the chat from my wall. So if you're watching on my Facebook wall, I've got that showing up here, and I am able to show all of that for you. And Eileen is more excited about that than I am, so I'm glad about that. Welcome aboard. So, listen, welcome. It's Wednesday night. It's my favorite night of the week because I love going live with you guys, and I love having the chit chats that we have. It feels like it's been forever since we've been here. So, welcome aboard. Glad you're here. I'm going to move the keyboard, and Larry Davis is actually like sending me a private message. He's like, "Move the mic in front of you."
Look at. He's giving you tips. He's giving you tips. Maybe he's just speaking to you in your mind right now.
Yeah.
Larry,
Chris,
he needs to save the audio abyss that I've like imprisoned myself in. Okay. How many sentences have you heard that started and ended like that?
Oh no.
Right.
Larry Schneider doesn't want to see you right now, Steven Steffen, because he's writing.
Yeah, Larry Schneider. Larry's like, how long of a message can I make to Steven Steffen?
No. If they start writing out the alphabet, you know what's going on.
For the people who are joining us tonight from my wall, who don't know these two, those two, I want to introduce Stephen Carroll, who is down there in the bottom square. Stephen is on loan to us from the Orlando Law Group. And thanks so much for being with us here tonight. Stephen is the director of marketing from the Orlando Law Group, and that is the biggest law group here in Central Florida, actually expanding all over Florida. And Jennifer Englert is absolutely amazing for lending you to us tonight to be here.
She's
Jennifer
already liked our video, so that's a good thing.
Okay, I'm glad she's done that. I'm glad she's here. The Orlando Law Group is a full-service law group here in the central part of Florida, and they are absolutely amazing by anyone's measure. Stephen, thank you for being here tonight. And over here, this side, I'll never get it. There she is. Bridget Becker-Hom. Bridget, you are absolutely resplendent, and I am so grateful that you are here with us again tonight. Bridget is the innovator behind Bridge to Freedom Coaching, which is your personal development coaching program. You work with people all over the world, helping them unlock the magnificence that exists inside of them, so they can be better in life, they can be better in health, they can be better in their fitness and with their families, and they can be better in their jobs, whether they are an employer somewhere or they are an entrepreneur. And what I love about what you do is that you care for and treat each of your clients like they are your only clients. Thanks for being here again tonight, guys.
Let me introduce Christopher Prouty. Christopher Prouty.
Make it snappy.
Everywhere. It's everywhere. He might be here right now, but he's really in like 10 other places, because he teaches you how to gain more clients, how to gain that 5-figure income just by simply stringing words together. Get into his programs, just have a 10-minute chat with this man, and it will change your life and your business.
All right, that's about enough of that.
What do I say? What do I say? Best selfies in the game. Best, in my opinion. And listen, I'm just a lone man out here, okay? But I do love the pictures that you take, Chris. And I think you posted one today of you eating a pumpkin.
Yeah, I was eating a pumpkin today. Yeah,
it was impressive. I was inspired. I was inspired to eat a pumpkin. I made some pumpkin pie.
Quick, another check-in from like, I don't know how a celebrity has time to be spending time with us tonight. I'm grateful that he is. I've seen this man's pool. I'm envisioning him sitting by his pool with his feet up, like, with us. And then he's also preparing to be like, the NFL on Fox. But he
wants to do our intro. So I say yes. I vote yes to that.
He wants to do our intro. I think that's asking an awful lot, but that's incredibly generous. Sabrina Prasad checking in as well. Nice to see you here tonight.
Hey, Kathy wants to share this to her page. Did you see that, Chris?
All right. So listen, if you're watching this right now and you want to share this to your page, like Larry Schneider has, which is so very generous of him, somewhere on Facebook, somewhere near this, there's like a share, and then you can start a watch party. So you can click and share it to your you share it as start a watch party. So somewhere in there. Somewhere near this video right now, you can start a watch party with this. So the longest intro ever. I don't know how it took us 9 minutes to get
9 minutes. Hey, let's get this party started. Chris, why we're here?
It is just a couple of days before Halloween, and that's a great time to talk about things that are scary. So one of the things that I thought we could talk about tonight were some of the scary things that we've seen entrepreneurs do, because what's true in business and in life is that sometimes people don't know how to get out of their own way, and a lot of times people do very scary things when it comes to their business, which is what we're here to talk about. Bridget, you on your stuff, you can talk about people's lives, but we're here to talk about business and entrepreneurs. And sometimes people do some very scary things, and those scary things can actually cause a lot of trouble for them in their business. So I think it might be kind of fun to talk about what are some of the scary things that we've seen entrepreneurs do, and the effects that they've had. I have a couple, but I feel like I'm dominating this conversation. So
what? No, you wouldn't.
Bridget, can you think of anything scary that you've seen someone do in their entrepreneurial journey?
I mean, what sounds so silly, and every one of us as entrepreneurs has done this before, and before we get really comfortable doing it, we think it is one of the scariest things that we could possibly do when we step into the world of social media. And it's literally doing exactly what we're doing right now. We are Facebook Live, and many entrepreneurs don't realize that gives people, potential clients, potential fans, opportunities to plug into what you are doing. Like people are here right now with us. They have the opportunity to plug in, maybe ask a question, maybe talk about something that they have done, maybe a risk they've taken as an entrepreneur, something that scared them. But going Facebook Live is probably when I talk to people who I partner with, they're like, I don't want to do that. It freaks me out. And it's important to overcome.
It is. It's scary. Like it's scary for them to the thought of going live, but it's scary what can happen if you put out there. If you refuse to put yourself out there, whether it's through video or through any other mechanism, you're going to run into some problems because you're not going to be visible with your client base. Stephen, what do you think?
I agree. I think, I saw a video that you were talking, I think, recently, Chris, and this really hit the nail on the head for me. But you were talking about all these things that people think they need before they start, and my take on that is that people hide behind these things. They hide behind a logo, and they hide behind, some of their marketing, because they're afraid of putting themselves out there. They're afraid of people getting to know their personality. And I don't blame them, because that's a vulnerable point. So it's like, I think the way through some of that fear is you acknowledge it, and you acknowledge the fact that I haven't gone live for my whole life. For probably the rest, so it makes sense that this might be a scary point. And once you acknowledge that fear, you can break right through it many times. But hiding behind that logo, no one can connect on the way that they can with the person. They can't connect with the logo that way. They just can't do it.
Yeah. Stephen, you make an incredible point. That is something that I say quite often, is that one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs make is that they decide that that they're going to start their business. They decide that they have the service that they want to offer, but they have not tested the market, and they have not determined if people are willing to pay them for their service. And when that happens, they get this tiny bit of hesitation. They get this little bit of fear. They get afraid. And so they start to throw all of these roadblocks to keep them from having to actually do what they need to do, which is test the market with the hypothesis that they have for a service. And you test the market by offering your product or your service to the niche that you want to service, that you want to be of service to. And without doing that, you truly don't have a business. So these entrepreneurs that come to me and say, well, I'd love to try to do some client attraction, but I've got to make my logo first. Well, interesting news. Your logo is not going to be the thing that gets you business by any stretch. Your logo is, listen, you've heard me say this before. If you want to make a logo, just open up PowerPoint, type your name, cut it out. Ta-da, you've got a logo. Now, go get work.
Nobody cares about it. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about the logo.
Hold on. Seriously, Chris, do you even have a logo? Do you even have a logo? Like, I've never seen it.
We could do a whole show. We could do a whole performance on my logo, because I literally needed a logo one day, and there's no. You know what? I'm going to save that for a whole nother time. That's the cliffhanger. I'll tell you the story about my logo sometime. I work with a lot of people who come to me, and I start working with these people, and it goes, we go by for like 3 or 4 weeks that we're working together. And then they hear that I even have a business, like I have a company with a name, and they're like, what is 9 twice? What do you like? What's this? Did you get a job somewhere? I'm like, no, that's my company name. And they're like, I've been working with you for 2 or 3 months. I didn't even know you had a company. And and it's kind of like, well, I mean, what do you think? What do you think that I have? But listen, the net of that is, don't let a logo or a website hold you back from getting clients. You need to get the clients before you start to brand yourself and to show yourself off to the world.
I think maybe sometimes people are afraid to have the conversations. So that's why they think, like, once I get business cards, once I get a logo, once I get a website, this armor will make me confident to have the conversations about what I do. And ironically enough, I've seen them get all those things, and the conversations are just as scary as when they didn't have all those things.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, that you're going to have to face that.
That's the truth.
Yes, Stephen, please be honest with us, okay?
Now, right now.
Hold on, but you guys are so on point. How many times have you heard the entrepreneur who wants to launch their business say, wait, can't do this yet because I have to be prepared. Like, I have to have my website up and running. I have to have my logo, and I have to have, my business cards just right, my e-business cards. I have to have the right email address. But the reality is, you have to ask yourself, are you hiding behind all of that because you're afraid of your potential? Like, are you afraid that you can actually connect without all of that? And like Stephen was talking about, it has to do with confidence. It has to do with maybe they feel like they're not ready to just dive in, when really, like Chris was saying, you have to do that. You have to dive in first.
You have to test your market to see if what you have, people will buy. If people are willing to exchange money for what you do, then you have a proven concept. Then it's time to make your logo. Then it's time to branding squared away. But imagine if you reversed that, you got all the branding done, and then nobody buys what you have. You've made a critical miscalculation. So listen, I know how long, when I advise my clients and the people that work with me, how long it should take you to test your market. I mean, what's your guess? What's your guess, Bridget, on how long it would really take to test your market?
That's a great question. I mean, if you're really killing it, if you're going like 10-hour days, I mean, you should know within at least a month or two.
Yeah. Listen, I claim that if you are going to market and you have nothing else to do but test your market, you can find out in 1 week's time if you have a product or a service that people are willing to buy. And it's this is what I tell my clients. This is what I tell the people that work with me to do, is that you need to find 30 to 50 people in your niche, and you need to simply ask them the question, if I presented this to you as a service, is this something that you would be interested in buying?
And make sure they're not your family.
And it's not your family. And I'm interested in selling this to you. And I'm interested in bringing this to the market. You're my market. I'm not trying to sell this to you. would this be something that you'd be interested in buying? If they say yes, try to get as many yeses as possible. Try to get 20% of the people you ask, try to get those yeses. If they say no, then you ask them the question, what could I change about this that you would want to buy? You walk away from that focused week of work with a proven concept of something that people will buy. Then what do? Well, I just put his name up on the screen. It's my good buddy, Michael Feiger. Michael Feiger is the man who can make your brand. But if you went to Michael Feiger, whose name's up on the screen right now, listen, watching this live or in the replay, you got to look up this guy, because this is the guy that will help you establish your branding, your visual branding. But you're going to go to him and he's going to say, well, what do you do? What's your service? And you're going to say, I have no idea because I haven't tested it. He can't, how is he going to represent you visually unless you have something that is tested and ready to go to market? So take that week before you talk to somebody like Michael and really establish if your niche is going to buy your service. And if they are, boom, go to town, start selling it, get that branding, get that logo. But if you reverse that, you're putting the logo before the service, and you don't know if people are going to buy the service, if that makes sense. So I'll leave his name up there for 10 more seconds for people. If you're listen, guys, if you're looking for any kind of design work, this is the guy. So jot that name down. You're in the replay. You got to get a hold of this guy because he's the one.
Completely agree.
What else, Bridget? What else have you seen that's scary?
Well, sometimes what scares people is they're afraid of success. They're afraid what they could actually be capable of achieving, which sounds really silly, right? Because some people, the entrepreneur always goes between this place of I'm not good enough, or I deserve more. I deserve to be successful. And so they teeter back and forth between these two things. So they're afraid that they actually deserve to communicate and share their message or their product, and they have an amazing product or message to share with the world. And so they have to believe that they deserve success. And how that starts, I'm going to say it starts with mindset. It starts with really getting to the mindset and the confidence, because confidence is key to selling, to giving your message, to presenting any product. Confidence is key. Just like you were saying, Chris, also the question, create a test market organically in your Zoom networking meetings, in your workplace. Your test market is everywhere. So just start organically plugging in those questions. Hey, would this serve you in your life? If it's a product or a program, just start test market.
Stephen, you and I talk a lot about mindset. Like, how do you feel like mindset affects you in your an entrepreneurial journey?
Everything. I think mindset. It's one of those things that we know it affects our entire life because it affects our perspective. So I think you've got to get your mind set. Ironically enough, you've got to get your mind set. There's many things that you can do that will do this. I think you had a sentence, Chris, that like the morning is like the rudder that kind of steers your day. And like, I love that sentence because it really is true, And so like one small thing I try to do every day, because I'm not perfect. No one is, but I try to do this every day, is I make my bed. And that one little activity helps my mindset. It gets my mind right. I drink copious amounts of coffee as well. No, I'm kidding. But like, I think a positive mindset, our minds, they kind of pave this road in front of us. We like to think that it's all destiny. It's like we make our own. We're making our own kind of pathway forward. And so if you're in the negative mindset, all you're going to see are the things that are negative. If you're in the positive mindset, you're going to see. And one of the scary things that like marketers do sometimes is they divide with negativity. They go on these rants on their accounts about what angered them that day, or and I don't know if that works very well.
I don't think it works at all.
I'm like, I just heard it starts with making your bed. That's what I heard. Like, success and mindset starts with making your bed and copious amounts of coffee.
The things that keep me from going insane, right there.
Here's what a nice guy Stephen is that he just said, people are out there spewing hate and negativity. I don't know if that's a good thing to do.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say, hey, you shouldn't do that. I don't know if that's a good thing to do. So,
for the results that you want, if you want to and so that's something that when I see happen, I go missed opportunity, because really you can bring people together, and so great marketing does that, but I think, that's one of the things that I've seen kind of scary, but mindset's everything. It's yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I do absolutely believe that. And Michael Feiger's checking in again. Mindset's what separates the best from the rest. And he is so right about that. Larry checks in with mindset. Positive mindset is everything. Listen, it's no secret at all that mindset is just so incredibly important for me. Because it's something and Bridget, you and I talk about the intimate relationship between mindset and marketing. We talk about that all the time. And that's one of the reasons that, that's one of the reasons that we're all here. I have one that I wanted to bring up, and it's something that comes up quite a bit, and it's something scary that entrepreneurs do. And that is when they spend so much time talking about themselves, when everything that they say starts with I or we or me or, I can, I help. Listen, friends, you're watching this live, you're watching this in the replay. Go to your social profiles and look at where you describe what you do. If you start with the phrase, I help, it's time to reinvent yourself, because that is getting stale and old. And your prospects don't care about you. Sorry to tell you, they don't care about me. They don't care about you. What they care about is the transformation that you can make. So you agree with that, Bridget?
100%. Start with, this is what you will gain by partnering with me.
What does life look like on the other side of working with me? That's what I want to show you. What life is like on the other side of working with me. When your business blows up, when you've got, a calendar full of appointments, those kind of things. Bridget, when you work with someone, I'm going to say it. May I say it? They level up, Bridget. They level up.
I love it. They do level up.
And Stephen, for Jennifer over at the Orlando Law Group, working with you, she's got somebody that she can go to and count on. I saw some of the work that you were doing today. Incredible. The stuff.
Who
complimented you? Did you feel that?
Thank you for that. I did feel that. I felt that. And the thing is I will tell you right now, one of these webinars that we were, one of these videos that we were doing before I was even on here, I think you guys were talking, Chris, about changing that from I to you. And I'll never forget when I went to do that for the first time, and I just froze, because it was I realized these profiles have kind of trained us, because it's your name right there. And then the rest, you go into that I, and so retraining to talk to your audience, it'll be abrasive at first for you. I think it'll be abrasive. It'll be something that feels uncomfortable. But I think you'll be very surprised by the language that comes out when you start talking right to your audience and saying, you have questions, you're searching for something, and I know you are, and I actually used I there. I shouldn't use that, but still, you see the perspective.
Jot that down. Right?
Yeah. I mean, cross out that sentence. That's a bad sentence.
Guys, you know what? We've got about 3 minutes left. Let's bring this thing to a tidy close, and then we can talk about the plan that we had for the Supersize show for next week. But Bridget, any final thoughts on some scary things that you've seen people do?
Well, other than Halloween coming up this week and the Halloween costumes that are out, honestly, just the people that I've talked to and that I partner with, it's always about severing those limiting beliefs, because those limiting beliefs are really what are stopping people. That's what's scaring them out of the success that they can have. So severing those limiting beliefs, but then adopting a vision that is so much larger than any fear could ever be for the vision for your business.
That's beautifully put. Beautifully put. So, as we approach 8:30, and we always try to tidy this thing up right about 8:30, next week, we're going to break that rule just a little bit, and we're going to do a supersized episode, and we are going to be bringing some guests in to talk with them as well. So, we'll have a very nice lineup. I'm sure celebrity Larry Davis won't be available, but somebody says we're just warming up. After the
So right, Larry. So right.
after that 10-minute intro, we are. So the deal is, so next week I think we're going to try to invite some people to join us, and we'll shuffle people in and out of this nonsense and chat with them. We'll have some fun topics to talk about. We had talked about, after last week, doing that for next week's supersized show, and then that would be November, and then towards the middle to end of December, I would love to do. Oh, look at this!
Larry's going to come on with us, Chris. He likes us. It's over your crappy microphone. Like, he likes us. He likes you.
Well,
even Stefan.
I would be too nervous to have a real celebrity on. I would be nervous, Larry. I don't know, man. If you want
Larry,
to
make it happen, you talk to Chris.
Listen, who knows more about marketing than Larry Davis? I mean, this guy, everybody knows his voice. I mean, this guy is out there. He's, people say that I'm everywhere. People say that I'm everywhere, but this guy, I'm not on Fox. I'm not the voice of the NFL, right? Larry, we would be honored, absolutely honored to have you on. So let's, we'll get some fun people on. We'll flop people in and out every couple of minutes. We'll do a supersized episode next week. Maybe we'll dress up. Who knows? So as we bring this thing to a close, listen, if you're an entrepreneur, it's very hard to go at it alone, and sometimes you just don't know what to do. And sometimes you do make scary mistakes, and it's totally okay to make those mistakes as long as you are finding ways to correct path and get yourself going in the right direction. And I think, as we were talking here tonight, a lot of resources popped up, Michael Feiger for logo design, once you have that proven concept. There's just so much that you can do to correct yourself if you reach out to people who have helped others do it, and then they can in turn help you do it yourself. So as we close this thing down, Larry Davis,
incredible comment.
I'm not going to put it up on the live broadcast simply because I think I just want to be very careful with the name that he's using. Larry and I have had conversations about this, so I'm just going to be very careful and not put that up on the live broadcast, Larry, just for your protection. Rodney checks in. Rodney's here every week. This guy is in the Philippines. What time, Rodney? What time is it even in the Philippines? It's got to be like 1 a.m. or something. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Stephen, I'm going to give you a moment just for your little send off. And one of the new things that we've got going on tonight is we've got, if people want to get a hold of us, I've got the links where they can
just manually type that long link. Okay. Definitely don't search my name and just see the profile picture that looks closest to me. Type that long link into the URL. But as usual, it's Wednesday. I appreciate being here with you guys. Guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Or at least acknowledge your fears and then conquer them. Blast through them. Use you language. Don't use I language.
That's awesome. And my name is Chris Prouty. For everybody that's joining us here from those guys, I can't get it right, from their feeds. Listen, if you were here on the replay, #replay, let us know that you were here. My name is Chris Prouty. If you want to get on my calendar, you want to have a quick chat with me about anything marketing, anything that, any questions that you have about anything that I talk about, my calendar link is right down there. Fills up fast. Make sure you grab it quickly. And we are past the bottom of the hour. Bridget, as always, I'm going to give you the last word.
Listen, everyone, it is time to level up. Game on.